Here is lesson 24 for trumpet. We will play numbers 57 and 58. Let's talk about 57 before we play it. In the previous lesson, you learned about slurs. You know, when you have a slur, you tongue the first note, but you don't tongue anything else in that slur. So for instance, the first measure has an F half note slurred to two quarter notes, an E and an F. Okay? Now, if the first measure for you has a C in it, you did not count correctly. Here's why. When you have a pickup note, otherwise known as a pickup measure, that measure, the pickup measure, does not count as a real measure. So the measure at the very beginning that has only one beat in it, that is not measure 1. That's just a pickup measure. Okay? So in measure 1 with that F, we're looking for this. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, wrong note. But that's the slur that we're looking for. Ta, ta. Okay? So make sure you tongue it very, very clearly so we know what notes you hit with your tongue and what notes are slurred, where you don't use your tongue. Alright, let's buzz through 57. I'll play it. As always, you should have already looked through this. You should have already played through it. You should be ready to go. We're just using our lessons to refine your abilities. Okay, here is 57. Here's your first note. Sorry about that. Alright, now buzz along. 57. 1. Ready. Alright, the breath mark. Normally I tell you the breath marks are hallucinations. You're just imagining them. We don't want to use our breath marks. In this piece, I do want you to. Actually, in both the pieces we're going to play today, or for this lesson, I do want you to use the breath mark. That is the best spot to breathe. It's at the end of a phrase. We haven't talked about a phrase yet, but we will. And that is the most logical place to breathe. Now here's the thing. Tap your foot while I play the measure with the breath mark. And I want you to tell me if something feels a little weird to you. Okay? So tap along and count so you can hear what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3. Did you count 5 beats in that measure? 1, 2, 3, 5, 1. Okay? That is what I want to make sure that you don't do. When you have a breath mark, it has to be within the measure. It has to be within those 4 beats. So what does that mean? That means that we cannot play all those notes to full value. That G, that last 3 beats, the half note tied to that quarter note, play it for 2.5 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That way, the music doesn't stop. Okay? Alright, our code word for lesson 24 is staff. It's where you find all of your notes. You find it in, below, or above the staff. S-T-A-F-F. Okay, so your code word is staff. Alright, let's take a look at number 58. There is nothing slurred anywhere in here, is there? Nope. So that means that we're going to tongue every single note. Okay, let's buzz it, and I'll play it. Here's your first note. Alright, here we go. 1. Ready. Oh, sorry, my fault. Ready. Let's try this one more time. I am not paying attention because I'm trying to think about what I want to tell you. A couple things, I'm going to just go back up and tell you this. other than that rhythm that I got wrong. I played it correctly, but did you notice that I did not breathe on that breath mark? It's because I don't want you to breathe on that breath mark. I want you to breathe on the quarter rest in measure 2. Remember, that's not measure 3 because that first note is a pickup note, so it doesn't count as the first measure. And then I want you to play all the way through to the next line with that quarter rest. So I only want you to breathe at each quarter rest. So there's only 2 quarter rests. Okay? Let's try it again. Buzzing along. Here's the first note. Sounds like my lips are getting tired, doesn't it? Here we go. 1, 2. And that was number 58. So go ahead and rewind it and play along with me, and that will be the end of lesson 24. Thanks for joining me.